meeting is being recorded.
Good afternoon, Dhruv. I
Good
hope
afternoon,
you are
sir.
all right.
Absolutely fine, sir. Thank you.
So, what was your day today? How was your day today?
So it's been a wonderful day. I've been working hard, basically studying, preparing, and all sorts of.
Okay.
Just the basics.
So you are preparing for interview, or you also have some other exam to appear?
No, sir, just for the interviews.
Okay. So what did you do in while preparation? Matlab, how are you preparing actually?
So, for the interview, I've been reading a lot about the institute. I've spoken to an ex-student about the interview. I've tried to understand what it is that the institute demands of a student. I've tried to work on my communication skills. I've been working on
So
my.
isn't it too late to know about the institute, because you must have applied around 2 or 3 months before. So haven't
Yes,
you
no,
done
no.
your research then?
Yes, absolutely. I've been doing that over the course of a month. It's not that I've just started yesterday. I've simply been revising on all of these also over the course of today.
Okay. So how do you find MICA? Like, what were the key features that you liked about us?
So, most importantly, the one thing that I really liked about MICA was obviously that it's a very unique institution. There are almost no institutions like it, especially in the field of marketing. It's called the Mecca of marketing for a reason. Um, and a very important reason for that is that the courses that are taught as part of marketing, as part of management, a lot of those courses are very new. A lot of those are very unique. For example, what I researched about a few courses were, for example, a course on culture and communication. There's a course on semiotics, which basically means signs and symbols. There's also a very interesting rural immersion program at MICA, where students work with companies and NGOs, and they spend a significant amount of time in a rural setting, and they learn management and marketing practices there. And based on a lot of research, we understand that the rural market is a market which is going to grow a lot in the years. So, a very important aspect about MICA is that not only is it teaching you skills that are needed today, but it is also preparing you for the future. And also, we've noticed there's a lot of digitization happening. So, there are a lot of courses which are combining analytics and digital marketing and advertising. So, a lot of these aspects are what have interested me into MICA.
Okay. So can you differentiate advertisement and marketing?
Yes, sir, absolutely. So, marketing is not just. I think marketing is a concept. It's an overarching concept. It basically means to it includes everything from designing a product and then communicating the product to the consumer and understanding the market and the consumers. Advertising is something very niche. What advertising basically means is you are taking a product and you're using
Uh,
digital means.
जरा सा hold करो. So
This meeting is being recorded.
where were we through? What was the
Yes,
question?
sir. So you had asked what is the difference between marketing and advertising,
Okay.
right, sir?
Okay. So you were telling it right almost, but you could have said in that marketing is a bigger domain which has multiple
Yes, sir.
objectives in it, and
Mm.
advertisement we do, or we communicate through certain mediums to
Mm.
the customer or consumer or society with a
Right.
specific purpose in it. I know. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Right.
and the another problem was while speaking for MICA, you were
Mm.
telling all the unique and new things that is there in MICA. So rather than keep the talk about the alignment, talk about the intensive training in the certain specific domain, and keep the management as a whole, as a
Okay.
superior. So
Understood.
they are trying to build communication and communication management or advertisement in a way so that it can
Mhm.
encompass the entire strategic insight of organization. Okay.
Right.
So we just don't
Understood.
do communication just to customer only. So we do
Mhm.
communication within our organization and other companies also, and for the societies also. So
Mhm.
our communication is not for the customer or consumer only. Okay. So
Right, sir.
you can talk
Right.
about that, and you can also say that MICA has been able to bring industry closer to the
Mhm.
academics, and they have multiple projects intertwining, and
Right, sir.
both are doing. And since communication can also be very useful, while we were talking about, the MICA has this field rural training, rural trip. So you can
Yes, sir.
tell also कि communication as an मतलब specialization will also give you a scope to bring development and
Mhm.
welfare to society by communicating the right things to the mass. Okay.
Right, sir.
So you can talk in that aspect also. Okay. So Dhruv, so can you explain, or can you tell me how was your graduation years?
So my graduation years, they started off very well. It was very exciting to join college. The first 7, 8, 9 months, we spent a lot of time joining a lot of clubs, taking part in a lot of extracurricular activities. We got to know our teachers, spent time making new friends. Um, a lot of that got suspended once the pandemic struck in March 2020. Um, some of the activities that we were taking part in were impacted because of that, because all of that shifted online. Uh, However, for example, we continued to interact well online with our peers and our teachers. We studied equally well. The examinations were, despite the fact they were online, we studied well for them. And I think I think one important thing that I would have wanted in those graduation years would have been more time to actually physically attend college. Apart from that, they've been very good years.
Okay. Like if I'll say you to compare offline versus online classes,
Right.
can you give me some 5 points? And you can also talk about in both aspects, like what are the advantages of online classes and what are the advantages of offline classes, and which one you will prefer.
Right, so if I had to compare offline and online classes, I'll start with offline classes. Certain advantages to offline classes, for example, are that you pay a lot more attention when you're in a physical classroom surrounded by peers and teachers. It's very easy for also for teachers to be able to explain a concept to you right there physically in front of you than over an online screen. Um, Also, it's very easy for you to then be able to ask certain doubts and ask certain questions in an offline setting, because you're in an environment where you can interact with the teacher longer than, for example, a class would last. So those are certain important advantages. Moreover, being in an offline class and studying with people of your age, it also has to develop your overall personality. There are certain advantages to online classes also, in the sense that people from different places, different cities, they can attend classes at whatever time during the day. You can interact with people at whatever time during the day. So it kind of helps to bridge a lot of distance. um, if I had to choose, I would choose an offline class, most importantly because I spent the last 2 years or more studying on online classes. So I would like to spend more time now on offline classes
Okay.
to get more
So,
experience.
so, so recent times we have been listening a lot about mental stress and
Right,
other stress that students are facing due to this online classes. It is
right,
not
sir.
just because they have to attend the class alone. It is also because
True.
they are not able to communicate with people. They are not able to go out. They are not able to have a community
Absolutely.
in themselves. So don't you think that online classes actually kills all these offline advantages that we used to get?
So that's why I think offline classes are more important than online classes, because the certain disadvantages with online classes, as you mentioned, as I mentioned, is there's a sense of personal touch which you lose out on through online classes. And not only is it the losing out on that, and sort of building relationships and being able to communicate with people face to face, it's also that people are really stressed because they're spending a lot of time on devices. They're spending a lot of screen time, and that has also impacted and created a lot of stress. while obviously in an offline class you move out of your surroundings, and then you meet people in different locations and places, so that also helps in reducing stress.
Okay. So Dhruv, what's your career goal? Like, what do you want at the end of the day? Like after 5 year, 10 year down the line.
So my goal at the moment is to pursue management and an MBA. The reason for that is I believe in the COVID world, and especially in the post-COVID world, there are new technologies and new skills that are required, and a management degree would be able to help me in achieving those skills. Um, as for after the MBA, I would still like to keep an open mind and explore sectors and certain specializations which I would like to pursue later on in the next 5 or 10 years.
So how do you think that MICA will going to help you in achieving your goals?
Sir, in the field of management, based on the limited amount of reading and the amount of understanding I have developed some amount of interest in marketing. And so the unique management course at MICA, with its focus on marketing and communications, I believe will help me in achieving those new age skills of technology, of digital skills also, along with a special focus in marketing. I think MICA would be very helpful in creating such an environment for me.
So what are the other calls do you have, Dhruv?
Sir, at the moment, I have received call from an institute called Great Lakes Institute of Management, and I have applied. I have given an interview for the Institute of Rural Management, Anand. It's only these two institutes.
So don't you think that the course that you have applied earlier, like in IRMA, and the course that you'll be doing here in MICA, these two are very different in nature. So so
Yes, sir. So, right, sir.
matlab if you will get selected in both of these programs, which one will you choose?
So, to be very honest, the institutes that we are allotted is also based on the percentile that we achieve. So, I got a call from IRMA and Great Lakes based on that percentile, and therefore I decided to appear for the interviews. My primary focus is on management and the interest in marketing, so MICA would be my first choice. I know that IRMA's course and MICA's course are two completely very different things, but my priority and my foremost interest lies towards MICA instead of IRMA or a general management at Great Lakes.
Okay. The last question for you will be, Dhruv,
So,
like what advantage do you think, or let me reframe this question. Uh, the management education at all, what advantage that is does it give to the economy?
it's a very wonderful question. See, management is something that's very well integrated with the economy, because what management teaches you are very important skills that managers and employees would require to run businesses. And businesses, not even businesses, a lot of people who acquire management skills work towards social impact industries also. And so many of these industries and businesses together are a very important aspect and part of the economy. They contribute to the economy. It is these very people in management and companies who take very major big business decisions which impact the economy positively or negatively. There are a lot of aspects in management and concepts which you learn. For example, there's finance, there's operations, and a lot of those aspects are also very important aspects when you're talking about the economy. You're talking about money and finances when you're talking about the economy of a country. So a lot of what you learn in management is overall helps you to understand the economy better, and I think so. It's very important.
So you could have also talked about like with the right management education, we can increase the industry leaders of India,
Right.
and with
True.
those people, they will start and they will contribute more to the economy, and
Right,
later
sir.
on, and they'll be also be training more and more people ahead.
Mhm.
So one more question for you, Dhruv.
So,
What do you understand by ethical marketing? Like, have you ever thought about that any marketing practice that you see is unethical, and 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 why they should not do it?
what I understand from ethical marketing is that marketing of a particular company. So ethical marketing would basically mean that your marketing process and the end goal of that marketing should align with the values of the company. And those values are ethical values that should also be respected by the consumers in the market. So going against that would, I think, negatively impact the company and the overall marketing process, because if you're not truly aligned with the vision of the company and with the goals of the company, if the marketing process is not aligned with that, then it would impact the performance of the product also. It would also impact what the consumer and what the market thinks about your company and the product. So I think ethical marketing should be the way of any marketing process, because it's very essential.
Okay, so I was also asking that have you seen any example of unethical marketing practice that you have seen recently or anytime before?
So I think I remember a very old case where there was an international cotton company called Wellspun, um, which used to say that the cotton that it uses in its products is Egyptian cotton, but it was later found out that it wasn't so, and that had severely impacted the product of the company. We also remember there was this case with Volkswagen in the engines that the car was making. It had to recall a lot of the cars from the European and American market because of incorrect marketing and information that it had presented. So I think those are two examples that I remember.
Okay. चलो you should have seen थोड़ा सा देख लो और भी
Yes.
marketing के recent case studies, ठीक है, and try to build upon that. बाकी it
If
was very fine. मतलब I was trying to find something to tell you at every question, but I could find very मतलब less opportunity to actually intervene. है ना? So you're going good. You just need to
right.
मतलब think in sync or
Mhm.
think very much aligned towards your thought process. So you don't
Right.
have to deviate and put in lot many words and things together.
Mhm.
And again, I had told you yesterday, and I'll tell you right now also. So the goal is to do MBA
Mhm.
broadly, and then finding an a special capability towards marketing
Right. Sir.
and try to make the objective of your MBA program as big as possible. Okay.
Mhm. Understood, sir.
चलो
So marketing के ऊपर कहाँ से कैसे टाइप मैं टाइप क्या करूँ पढ़ने के लिए
गूगल
रीजनल
पे
मार्केटिंग
देख लो
कैसे?
वहाँ मतलब रिसेंट मार्केटिंग वंडर्स या फिर केस स्टडीज ऐसे करके।
ओके सर, ठीक है सर, राइट सर।
चलो फिर